Hey guys, so a few days ago I was on YouTube and I saw a girl basically doing a video where she was, well, the title was like starters makeup kit or beginners makeup kit, but when I clicked into the video it was something completely different, and she was just kind of like showing what is on discount at the store, and I didn't really understand how that was a starters makeup kit. But it gave me the idea to do a video where I can discuss my suggestions for anybody who wanted to start in makeup, what my recommendations would be and why. Now, first of all, when I first started in makeup, it was more so about lips. I didn't really care too much about skin, eyes, brows. It was more so like the focal point was lips. And I think that's mainly because my mum, whenever she used to do her makeup, she wouldn't ever really do much face stuff. It was more so making her lips pop because she already has like the best skin, it's flawless, so she didn't need any foundation. Although she did have foundation, she rarely ever used it, but I'd always see her, you know, picking the right color, red or the right plum color for her lips to make it pop, and making sure that it was suitable for whatever occasion that she had coming up. So I guess naturally my focal point when I first started with makeup was indeed lips, and now I've kind of come away from that. But thinking about my makeup journey, I had no clue, I had no idea, and I think a lot of us go through that. Like, we have no idea what foundation we should be wearing, what color matches us best, our undertones. We don't really understand things about, like, don't really think about pigment, we don't think about, like, we just don't know all of these things until we grow and just start playing with makeup. So I guess these are the things that I wish I had available to me when I was starting in makeup. First thing is foundation. I don't want to recommend a particular foundation to you as a starter, because I think as a starter or as a beginner, you kind of have to figure out what kind of skin do you have. Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? Do you have combination skin? Those kind of things are important because you want to know what kind of foundation would be suitable for your skin type. So I don't want to recommend something which might be a little bit on the oilier side, but you already have oily skin. What I would definitely advise is probably starting off with a medium coverage foundation or even a BB cream. I particularly never went for the whole BB cream thing. I've tried BB creams before, but they're really not for me because I prefer a full coverage, as you can see. But for somebody who's starting, I remember when I first started and I used a full coverage foundation, and it was just kind of like, whoa, going from not having any foundation on a daily basis to now having this mask on and not really understanding about blending properly, setting, and again not knowing what my skin type was. It was a mess. So I would definitely advise figure out what your skin type is and start with either a medium coverage foundation or a BB cream, so that the jump between your own skin to a foundation isn't so drastic, and then you'll be able to figure out what you prefer, what works best with your skin type. I think that would work best and I wish I had done that when I was younger. Secondly, concealer. So my favorite concealer right now is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers. They're just like the Tarte Shape Tape. These are high coverage or full coverage concealers, but these work for concealing under the eyes as well as contouring the cheeks. So even if you didn't want to have a foundation at first, you literally just wanted to conceal certain things, you could always just use a concealer just to conceal, just to get rid of the undesired marks or blemishes or dark under eye circles that you might have. I would definitely advise that you go for the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers, because these are going to give you exactly what you need, and these are £4 each in Superdrug. Definitely go into the store and try it out before, rather than ordering it online, because when it comes to foundation, concealer, how do you judge the color? It's really difficult. So go into the store, even get someone to help you. Like, I've done that so many times. Just get someone to help you and they'll be able to figure out what shade is best for you so that you can cover whatever you're looking to cover. For face powder or face powders, I would advise going for a palette. Simply because you'll be able to try out different tones and different shades and figure out which one is right for you. So yeah, this is definitely beat up. As you can see, I use it every single day. I've hit pan on a number of those shades, but as you can see, there's different types of shades here. So I've got a yellow there, I've got a light brown there, I've got deeper shades here for my contour, I've got a bronzy kind of shade there. And I can play around with the colors and figure out what color I prefer for my skin tone and for what do I prefer it for. So for me, I would definitely prefer the yellow for setting underneath my eyes. I'd use this shade here for brushing it over my face after I have done my foundation. I do a mixture of these three shades for my contour after I've done my cream contour. And it's not necessary to do cream contour and powder contour. You can just do powder contour and that's it, or you don't even have to do contour at all. And then this shade here I would use for bronzing, but I don't tend to bronze. But with this selection here, I was able to figure out what works best for my skin tone. And there's all kinds of different shades in these palettes. Like this one is the Makeup Revolution contour palette, and they have it in light, they have it in, this one's light medium, but they have it in light, they have it in deep. So depending on what your skin tone is, you'll be able to pick up a palette which is right for you, and you'll be able to play around with some colors before dedicating yourself to saying, okay, well, I know that this color works for me, I know that that color works for my contour, that color works for my bronzer. You've tried it out, you've mixed, you've matched, you've played around with it. And this one, this probably was about £10, if not less than that. Again, well, another Revolution palette is the Hot Spice blush palette. They've got these in different shades as well, but my one is the Hot Spice palette. And again, it's just being able to have different types of shades to play around with and to figure out what you prefer. I'm choosing all affordable products because when you're starting out in makeup or in anything, when you don't know about it, you don't want to buy something which is so expensive and it just does not work for you. But at least if you have something affordable and something which has lots of different shades, you can mix and match, you can play, you can figure things out, and you get to understand what works better with your skin. You can figure out what shades go with what undertones that you have. So I would definitely have a look at different palettes that they have. But as I said, this one is the Hot Spice, but they do have different shades of these palettes, so you can go through the website and figure out, or even again at Superdrug, you can go and figure out which shades you prefer for yourself, and you can just play around with it. Also, this has 2 highlights at the top, so you don't have to worry about spending money on another product being highlight. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You see I'm good to you? Okay, now on to lips. So it took me a while to figure this out, but not all lipsticks will suit everybody. So not every lipstick that I owned or that I liked when I saw it in the bottle or in the tube didn't necessarily mean that because I liked the way it looked that it was going to suit my skin. But something that I did figure out later on in life is that a dark lip liner helped to make everything a lot better. It helped everything to suit me a lot better. Now if you're really fair, I would not say go and buy a very dark lip liner, but I would say buy a lip liner which is like 3 shades deeper than your own skin tone, so that there's a little bit of contrast but you can still blend. But what I would definitely advise that any starter to get is the True Lips lip liners. These I got from eBay for a few pounds, and as you can see here, there's like a ridiculous number of different shade lip pencils, from really dark brown to like red, orange, nudie shades, plummy shades. There's all kinds of different shades here. And even though a lip liner, we normally use them to line the lips, you can use these to completely color the lip. If you weren't too sure what kind of shade suits you, you can use these to just experiment with and figure out, well, which red is my red. Like there's 3 reds in here, there's 3 or 4 reds in here, there's a few nudes in there, there's oranges, as I said, there's browns. So, and this was about £2-3, something like that. Like my favorite, and I think everybody's favorite, is this one, what number is it? 53. Like, that is my perfect nude. That is the perfect nude. And sometimes I use this all on its own, coated all over my lips, no lip line, no other lip liner, nothing. And you can see, look, it's a lot shorter than one that I haven't used or haven't used as much because I use it that often. But me being able to have all of these to play around with and to figure out what kind of shade suits my lips, it really does help when it comes to buying lip products, because I've already messed around with all of these. I already know what does or does not suit me, and I didn't have to break the bank in order to find out. Okay, so now for eyes. So I've got 2 palettes. Anybody who watches me, they know that I'm absolutely in love with Juvia's Place. So my choices were naturally going to be Juvia's Place palettes. So the first one that I chose was the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's. Here's what it looks like. Now the reason why I chose this one is because at the bottom you have 2 rows of neutral natural shades, and then the 2 rows at the top are more colorful pops of color. So you're kind of getting everything you need in one palette. You don't have to worry about purchasing a palette which is just natural and neutral shades, and you don't have to worry about purchasing a palette which is vibrant pops of color. You've got it all in one palette. Now this one is £30, and this is the Masquerade Mini. They do have it in a larger size. This one was £30, and I think the larger one is £35. This is by Beauty Bay, by the way. That's the site where I believe I purchased this one. I know that it's available on Beauty Bay for £30, but the larger one is £35. As I said, you get 2 rows of neutral natural shades, you get 2 rows of vibrant shades, so you can learn how to do natural eyeshadow looks with this, as well as vibrant, more colorful looks with this as well. And then obviously you can mix and match. You don't have to just use the 2 bottom rows or the 2 top rows. You can mix it to be whatever you want it to be. But just for someone who is learning how to do both, you've got everything in one palette. If the £30 was too much, the next option is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's. And this one is £20 on the Beauty Bay website, and it's very, very similar. You've got these 3 matte neutral shades here at the bottom, and then you've got some pops of color here, and then you've got these 3 shimmer natural shades. So you do still have the pops of color. You're still able to learn how to do natural eyeshadow looks before you progress on to the next level. And as I said, this one's only £20, so you're not breaking the bank by doing that. Lastly is brushes. Now you guys know I own my own makeup brush brand, so it's only fitting that I mention my own makeup brush brand. And the brushes that we have are the 7-piece brush set. This is my own personal set that I've literally just finished using. This brush set is vegan and cruelty free. It's £25 with free tracked delivery worldwide. But there's also a 10% off coupon, Peach10. If you use that at checkout, then you'll be able to get 10% off of your entire order. And this, it has contour brush, it has a blush brush, powder brush, foundation stippling brush, and then the 3 staples for doing your eyeshadow look: your blending brush, your crease brush, and your flat brush. And this one you can use for doing under your eye concealer as well, so it doubles up. And I use these every single day. Every single day. It does everything that I need it to do. It's a complete set. So for somebody who's starting up in makeup, this is just perfect. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.